Holy crap, where's your camera at?
Alright.
Right there in the shadow part. You can't see it because of the...
I'll start. Alright,
Set.
for the second chapter, I think, the big thing was between Robert E. Lee and James Longstreet, and they disagreed on, like, how their fight, like, they had different, like, ideas on how to fight.
So you said the second chapter?
What do you think the army should do and why?
You said the second chapter, right? The second chapter was Chamberlain, by the way. It was the first chapter, wasn't it?
I think it was the first chapter.
Because it wasn't the first chapter about when the spy came. Like,
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the first. Yeah. But what do you think the army should do in your opinion? Because they have two different, like, opinions on it. Like, what do you think they should do to set up and fight?
I believe they should trust the spy because even if they don't really believe him, it's too big of a risk.
Yeah.
So
I can agree with that. But then again, you gotta remember, he's a paid spy, so someone from the Union side could have paid him off
true.
and said, say this and this and this, but don't let it be true. Just if you say this, then everything will be okay. What do you think, Amber?
I agree with you because of the fact, well, I agree with you too.
It's like
It's the fact
in the
that
middle.
with him being paid, it's just the fact of who can you trust.
But then again, he's your only eyesight out there, so it's not like you
Yes,
can't.
and Stewart is.
So here comes Baltz. You're interrupting us.
You're in a recording.
You're in our recording now. No. This is from Pitt.
Look, you're like freezing.
Alright, my fault. Toodles.
Why is that iPad broken?
Because I broke it?
Why?
I don't know.
Doing the whole
Alright.
recording.
Okay. So an extended question is, okay, so they both, like, Longstreet, he's more modern and realizes, like, technology and stuff, and, like, Lee is, like, modern and stuff, and Lee is, like, he wants to be, like, more traditional, and he wants to be, like, up on high ground and destroy, like, in the center, but, like, but Longstreet, he feels that, like, if one man with, like, the right gun and is, like, hiding well can, like, go, like, at each other, like, one-on-one. Which one do you agree with? Do you think that you should be high up, or do you think that, like, if you've got the right gun and everything, you should be hiding behind a tree, or do you think you guys should have the advantage of being up on a hill?
I think it should be a mixture of both. Not only should you be high up, but you should also have, like, a tree or something like that. Like, a mixture of both, I think, would work really well. But, like, I mean, sure, Lee has won a lot of fights, but that was back then. Now they're getting more up to date with things. But I think it should be a mixture of both. I think that would be the best thing for them.
See, I think that it should just be on the hill. Because the better side you have, the better you can
And that's
go
to go with my
against
next
them.
question, yeah.
Yeah, I have to say the hill because you can't depend on one person and one gun because there's
Exactly.
so many things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
The
Well, of
gun
course.
could not
And you could lose
fire.
faster.
They could plan on a guy being down there.
But
by
that's when you also
himself.
have backup behind
So-
them, where you also have their backups in case
So-
something doesn't happen.
Yeah,
It's
but
better to
yeah.
still have everyone.
And then my next question has to do with it. Do you think, or why do you think that Longstreet wants to be, like, up on the high grounds? Like, what's the, like, why is it so important that he wants to be up on the high?
I think it's the site. You can see, if you get on high ground, you can see where most of the army is moving in from. That way you can position your men better.
Did I say Lee or Longstreet?
I think it's a Longstreet.
I meant to say Lee.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
But then again, if you're up on the hill, you're an easy target because then they can sort of kind of see you too because you're up on a hill.
Yeah. I mean, like, I looked at it as, like, would you rather be looking up at your, like, enemy, or would you like to be looking down at your enemy? Like,
I personally would rather be looking down.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then I have
That's
to
what
take
I'd
the risk
pick,
of being
yeah.
just
looked up
because
at.
if you have the hill, then it's like that expression, you're king on top of the hill.
And then, like, if you
And
think
so-
about it from Mr. Foltz's movie, and how it showed how, like, they were sitting up on the hill,
Oh,
and then they
yeah.
went down.
Yeah, because they
That
kind
would
of
be-
like leveled it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then it'd be more difficult for them to reach them. Okay.
Exactly. Okay.
Was that 3 already?
Yeah.
Okay, so, like, I think in chapter 1 of 1865 July, so that, I think that's, like, the second section of the chapter, I believe. It says, like, it explains stuff about, like, Lee's in pain, and, like, it was saying about, like, did you catch that? Like, it was saying that he was in pain. Like, why was he in pain? Like,
Wasn't he like getting sick or something?
Was it Lee that they were talking about, or?
they were talking about.
But you
Lee's-
said
yeah, it talks
July.
about, like, something hurts him, and
Oh, I think it was. I think they mentioned it from his horse or something.
Yeah,
But then, like,
yep.
But
It's just after he falls and gets hurt, he kind of thinks that he's not able to
he's not
be
able.
as strong, so he kind of loses willpower.
Yeah.
That's it. And my last one is why doesn't Long associate with his troops and does not have has anything to do with him? Like he doesn't associate with him, and
Kind of
it
like
explained it.
Cumberland did.
And it explained it like he a hint it was explaining that he has a loss, but what's his loss? Why doesn't he associate? Do you remember?
His children died.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, I thought that was
Some
Cumberland
son was
too.
wife. No.
It said it was
That's Chamberlain, not
Yeah.
That's
Cumberland.
Chamberlain, whatever.
Yeah. It was his
Yeah,
loss.
his
of
children
kids.
died.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
They're my 5.
Confused. All right,
There you go.
Amber, go for it.
Oh, okay. I'm really confused on who is Virginia. Are they they go to?
The Virginia,
is-
they're
And I just didn't understand the whole thing.
they're Confederates because they're Longstreet and Lee.
Because the Confederate capital isn't it in Richmond?
Yeah, Richmond.
Because
Virginia.
because of the Richmond's environment, that's where they put it. So yes, Virginia would be the Confederate state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I know Longstreet and Lee are together, but confused about others.
Longstreet and Lee are the Confederates.
Yeah, they
Chamberlain.
one of them leads the one group and the other one leads they're both different groups.
Lee is the
general.
highest.
Yeah.
He
Lee's the
commands
general.
everyone
And then the
else.
other one is a
It's like a colonel
yeah,
or
colonel.
He controls a.
I think he's the colonel of the artillery, isn't he?
he makes the decisions, but
Lee has
to
to approve
move
of
the
them.
army and everything, he has to run them by Lee.
Yeah. So he makes a lot of the big decisions, except Lee is the one that needs to approve them, and then Chamberlain is the he's the one who's getting the men from Maine, and he is a Union army. He's the Union.
So he's kind of like a recruiter.
Kind
no,
of like
well,
think
the
of Longstreet as Dr. Long, and then Pedasic is Lee.
there you go. You see,
Oh,
you're better.
okay.
So you see, Dr. Long controls the school, but Dr.
Then you have
Tabasco,
someone
you
over
have
that
yeah,
controls
yeah.
I'm feeling
Yeah.
what we've
Okay.
read with folds and stuff. I'm thinking doesn't one of them die?
Lee
I think
Lee
so.
eventually gets
Okay.
killed, right?
All right,
Yeah.
continue on.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
And then is it north against south? And where's
Yes.
the boundary
Yeah.
line?
It's the
Um,
Mason-Dixon line.
yeah.
The Mason-Dixon
Well,
line.
that's
No.
one of them. That's one.
There's
of
a
them.
couple.
That's one of the main ones in the
Isn't
book.
there
It literally splits
There's a map.
right
Yeah,
across.
I
the
saw that
country.
map that it says about
There's tons of maps in
Pennsylvania
there.
and Maryland, and that is the Mason-Dixon line. But,
But
Yeah.
I think that's where this book's
But there's
focused
also
on.
if you look here, there's Longstreet and it comes
It's
through
like
Kingsbury,
if you
so.
think about
That's
all of
Gettysburg.
the
Oh.
states that are really
Yeah, but
dusty
Kingsbury's
and
up here.
stuff, where out
And
in the
there's-
middle,
Oh.
where Tornado Valley is,
Yeah.
that's kind of where the boundary was over there, I believe.
But see, I think the main focus on this was the Mason-Dixon line
Yeah.
because this is basically focused around Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Everybody's finally moving into Gettysburg. One of the biggest battles is coming. Blah blah blah. So I guess the
and it's
boundary
right
line-
on the edge of Maryland. And
Yeah. So right here, it's Mason-Dixon line is the main battle line.
Yeah, which we live really
Okay.
close to.
All right.
And then which group had more than others in the army?
I think
I want to say
Right
the
now,
Union had more.
Right now, when Buford went in, he saw the Confederate. I think it was.
didn't it say that right now that that they have less than that Buford has less right now?
I think
Did they say
Buford
that?
has a
Oh
couple
yeah,
more
one of
less.
them. Yeah, one of them only
They just-
has 6 guns, but
Yeah.
they said that they could
Buford,
still.
Yeah.
Buford has 6 guns,
Yeah.
and
But they were still able to hold off for
Yes.
a long
This
time.
is really
if they
helping
needed
you
to.
understand.
it is me
this.
too. Okay, anyway, so any questions on Amber?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'll go next. I guess it was the second chapter. It's Chamberlain, I think, or it might be Buford. I think it's Chamberlain. It's in the second chapter, and it's where he gets the main men, the men that
Oh
he,
yeah, the mutinies.
Chamberlain, the mutinies, the ones that were apparently stupid to sign on for a 3-year contract. He's very sympathetic towards them, and in his orders, he's ordered to shoot them if they do not reply, and he won't. He says he won't. He can't.
But
and I
others
want to know
will.
why.
But others, what he said.
Yeah, and he goes, I can't. I wouldn't be able to go back home.
I think that he
Does
has.
that mean
I
he's
think.
a main man?
I think.
Yeah,
he
they're
has-
main men.
Yeah.
I think I said I didn't know if it would be like
Like, you know how they talk about Virginia? Like, Virginia, they're from home,
the
they're good.
Virginians.
That's how they're feeling about Maine. It's like, I wouldn't be able to live with
See,
it. if
it
was
didn't
from home.
really. I read the foreword. I forget.
I also feel like there's a personal
personal connection to him.
Yeah,
Like, he
feel
was like when
I
he
feel
saw
he
them.
has like a family connect. Like I don't know.
When he saw them, he scanned the crowd to look if he saw anybody he knew. Like
He
when he
didn't.
saw the, and he didn't, and I think that's what set me off that he was a
Well,
main man.
well, I mean, it's kind of just like us. It's just like coming into the school and
This is kind
being
of like
I know them. I'm not gonna shoot them because of like like Dr. Long
Exactly.
asking you.
like
You
a
need
doctor,
to like go give them detention or something.
Nobody would do that.
You
like,
couldn't do it.
can do that.
Yeah.
because it's like that's like see,
That's
I
your
think
leader.
what
You don't
Yeah.
you don't disobey. Like you
It's
don't
just-
do that to somebody that
yeah.
you know.
It's like
All right.
the silent gold rule.
I think this is gonna be really long. That we're gonna have to cut it in half.
We've sent it on my message. It should be fine.
Okay.
Okay. My second question. Oh, I forget it now. Get on me. Where am I? I think. I had it signed in here somewhere. Oh yeah, I think I might have skipped over it. But when Buford was it Chamberlain? One of them went into Gettysburg. They were marching. I think it was no, it was Buford. Buford.
Yeah.
As Buford was, when Buford sat down up on the cemetery, he was sitting there thinking, and I want to know what he was thinking. Like, he wasn't thinking of army strategies. He was thinking of like his personal experience. I think it was. Like he was thinking.
I would say like
He had time to think, and he actually
Yeah,
expressed.
he's
Yeah.
Like it's one of those.
Wow.
Whoa! I can actually like you have nothing to do,
And he was
just
sitting
your mind
there, and he
wanders.
saw. Was it lieutenants or something like that?
Yeah.
And then he was sitting there and he was watching them. He knew their names, and he was just kind of like thinking. Wasn't he also thinking about how he was welcoming death too? Like I can't remember.
I mean, like he's like always like in charge of everyone else. He's young for himself. So
And
it's
so
the
when
fact
he
of-
sat down there, I think it really gave him a different perspective of the war.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just one of those moments like where you think you just need to sit down and relax. You'll be fine if you can just think everything through.
Yeah.
And he just finally got that time.
Okay. My third question, because they're all on my iPad, I cannot remember them all. The spy. I think we already talked about the spy. No.
It's just a little bit of
The little spy.
Okay.
If the spy was obviously a paid spy, but when he met General was he General Lee, he was so happy and excited. I want to know if he would have lied, like if that was all an act. Like if it was, why would he act like that? Because Longstreet's like he's paid, he's telling us
If
lies,
you,
but when he saw him see General Lee, he was all like excited, like he'd meet the
if you
president of the United
noticed,
States.
like the last bit that we had to read yesterday, when Lee came out of his tent, everyone was like that. He was just such a big figure that it's everyone got excited. So
Yeah.
he might have lied. I think so. Like he might have exaggerated a bit
I think
to impress.
But then again, he rode all those nights nonstop.
So,
but it's
yeah.
like,
And he's probably heard stories about him and stuff.
but
Yeah.
and then Longstreet, his kids died, and I think that's setting him back. Because apparently he used to be the poker king around there.
Yeah.
But ever since his kids died,
Yeah, because didn't the book say that they sat around and they were teaching him how to play poker?
Yeah,
Oh,
like when they
yeah.
were waiting on
Yeah.
them, they.
So that's another thing
At
that we
the-
can talk about. Like that's number 4, I think, for you, right?
yeah,
Like the poker thing, yeah.
the
Like
poker thing.
I think
Like,
that's really interesting though.
It is, but then again, he always lets his kids, like the death of his kids, set him back. And I think that's affecting not only him, but the rest of
everyone
the
else.
army.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because he's like, oh, I've changed because my kids have done this. So does that mean that your battle strategies have changed? You're letting, I can understand the loss of a child.
That might be why he's not letting anybody close to him in the army. Like,
Yeah.
you notice how Chamberlain felt like
He was close to
attached
the main
them?
men.
He's afraid to lose people. So
Yeah.
that kind of keeps him strong and steady.
I can understand the loss of a child. Like, my grandmother went through it. But I think it's clouding his judgment too much.
So
Like, I can understand, not doing the same
Like
things,
move
but it's
on a little, like
yeah, but I think it's clouding his judgment a little too much, and I think that's why he was arguing with Lee. Because how many people would argue with Lee? Exactly, and I think it was I think the death of his children was clouding his judgment.
Alright.
So,
One more.
Don't think about it. Michaela, go do yours while I think about my fifth one. I can't remember.
Okay. My first one was like, why do they go back and forth between people's point of views?
I think it's
That's
Exactly.
confusing.
That- I was gonna
That
say
makes
too.
me so mad. But I also
Because it's
think that
hard.
like
It helps
this
me.
book, this book also, like, I think there's a lot of, like stuff that actually happened. Like, I don't think they stress, like, certain points, like, views. Like, I don't think they stress enough. Like, I think they, like, scan over some of the things.
But
And
see,
like,
I
it drives
It's
me
not really a
crazy.
big deal.
I like how they go to different point of view because it then gets different point of views.
But it
from
mixes
different
it
arcs.
up.
It's
in my
kind of
head.
hard. Like it
Yeah.
takes. You have to reread the first
I really
two
did not know.
pages to
I didn't.
get
When
You,
I
have, you
first
really have to read
when I read that
forward.
first section,
Yeah.
I will
See,
tell you
that
that I
really cleared up
seriously
everything.
had no idea what I was reading.
I had to read the forward, and that's where I learned about who was who, what was what, and that's where I figured out between
Yeah,
the
'cause see,
Confederates
I-
and the Union.
I started right in the beginning, like I skipped that part, but then after we keep going, I was like, okay, I'm confused, and then I went back and read that, and it cleared everything up. It tells you step by step, like really.
It
what's
tells
going
you,
on.
like, in here, he talks about how Maid was given the position and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Well, if you go and read the forward, it tells you what happened that got whose position. And I think it really clears things up. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't put a forward in there for you to skip. So I think if you read it, it'll help you understand. And the points of view, I like the different point of views because it gets the different point of views from different perspectives of the Army.
Yeah.
You know, say this was a Union book. We wouldn't get the Confederate side. We wouldn't know what the Confederates were.
True.
It's a Confederates book.
So it
And then
also,
goes back
it's
and
like,
forth.
it's also, like, I feel like when we're reading it, we're reading, like, the Confederate side, and we're like, haha, we know what's going on, and you don't know what's going on in the Union, and, like, they're telling us what's going on in the Union and Confederate, so it's kind of like, oh, we know what's going on, and you don't. Like, that,
Exactly.
Like,
So
I
it,
just-
it helps.
like,
I
I
think
don't
it
know.
helps.
It has a lot of like you know how it's irony. You remember learning about
Yeah.
that, so it kind of has that.
But see, I mean, it may be
I
confusing
think
to
we
some
should probably move
people.
on to the next
but,
question,
yeah.
or else it's going to be too long.
You talk too much, Mick.
Shut up, okay.
I was thinking like Lee was really depressed, like about his pain and stuff, and then Longstreet with his kids. So like, what do you think kept the men of his army going?
I think the faith of, like,
Oh, just
the
just
army.
what-
believing
they're
that they
just-
can do it.
just wanting to, like, have it end, and, like,
Yeah.
they know that they're, like, that close, maybe.
But
Like,
I see
that
that
close to
they
the
wanna-
end that they're gonna just give it all they got because
and
Like
they
Lee
Lee
it's
and
done
Longstreet, I think Lee and Longstreet
They're,
handled
like,
depression really well, and so it gave the other men faith. Like, look, they're still going. They believe, so why don't we?
yeah.
So it helped.
That's,
It's
yeah,
was
that's
the
pretty
push.
much it.
And
yeah.
even like through pain and stuff, they
Yeah.
they still want to
Next
do it.
one.
Okay. When Chamberlain gave his speech to the men, he kind of lost himself, and he said he went into another person watching himself as the words freely flowed. What do you think in that speech made the mutineers decide to go with him, Willie?
His sincerity. I think they looked him in the eyes and saw the sincerity in them. I think they saw the truth.
Yeah.
Like some people would just pull something out of their behind, but him, like
you could see it, like
in
you can
his
just picture it
eyes.
in his eyes that
What he
Like,
was saying,
really means it.
that, like, the stuff that he was saying, like, it was true. It wasn't,
Like,
it
even
was
when
there.
I read
it
it
was,
got to
it
me.
was meaningful. Like, he meant what he was saying.
Even when I read it, it got to me. It's like, oh wow. Like
Yeah.
he said he didn't want to go too personal, but I think because he went too personal, that's what
he
got
he
them.
got
Yeah,
he
he
got
kinda had
more.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, fourth one is, who do you think like the main important people are in the book? Like, who do you
Generally.
think that
I think
makes it?
In the beginning, I thought it was the spy, just because like, that really got me.
Yeah,
going.
like,
That
I
really
think-
got me going.
Because that's how they started
talking
off.
about it. So.
I really like if I had to pick one from each side, I think it'd have to be Longstreet
Yeah.
and either I can't decide between Chamberlain and Buford.
I'm
I'd
saying
definitely say-
saying Longstreet and Buford.
I'd
Yeah,
say
I think I'll agree with
Chamberlain.
that
I don't
too.
know why, but-
Longstreet and Buford.
All right, last question.
Okay. Last one is, if you were a soldier in the Civil War, what would keep you fighting to the end?
My family. Even if my family was dead, I'd keep going just to say, look, I did it. It'd have to be my family, honestly.
Like if I had kids, it would be for that because the fact that whatever you do, whatever happens now, would affect in the
Yeah.
future. So I'd just keep going and give it all I got to make their future better.
Katie.
I would just say, like, even if I had a family, like, I'd be like, just the dignity and like the right to say that I went through this and I didn't stop fighting. Like, I was
And
in
I
this.
helped win
And like
this or
just the
whatnot.
right, like, I don't know, just like the right set to be like, I kept going, I didn't like stop, and
Like, even if we lost, I kept...
just knowing in your head that you were like,
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
on.
Alright.
Oh, you had one more. Did you figure it out or no?
No, I cannot remember to save my life. But
Well, we'll think of something. Just all
Yeah.
combined. How about
why don't we... Have we really asked anything about Chamberlain, really?
Yeah, kind of.
Chamberlain? We haven't... We really focused on Longstreet and Chamberlain. Like,
Buford.
like...
That's because Buford, I think, is like really
I don't know.
Oh, I know why. Okay. So when Buford rode in, he saw the Confederates retreating. What would have happened if they didn't retreat and he only had those 6 guns and Reynolds was still
really?
10 miles behind?
Well, then he would have been done.
I think
But
also-
apparently, but from what they said, they could have
They
pulled
could
it
have
off.
pulled him off. I think he would have
Even
lost
with 6
faith
guns.
in Reynolds.
Yeah.
Like, just saying,
I also
okay, we
think
gotta
like
do
didn't
this.
that say like that was the start of the war? Like didn't that part wasn't it? Like they said that like that was the beginning. Like
Of the Gettysburg.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
right
the
there.
thing is like I'm kind of thinking no, I don't think that like I think like that was
That would
just
have like left him in the dark though, because remember
Yeah.
he's like, they're gonna block us off. This is, I can already see it. They're gonna.
I don't think that
Who's
was
gonna lose
I don't think
this?
that was like the true beginning. I think that there was that
I
was
think
just
it was
like
set
a misconvened like all of a sudden they just like whoa. I
But
think
I
like, there's the starts like coming like
Yeah.
But see, apparently
think
the
so, yeah.
Confederates had orders not to attack. But what if they had? Like that's I think it had really changed the course of the war if they
Yeah.
had attacked.
all right. Well,
So I
we
guess
gotta
that's
turn that
right.
off now.
All right.
Oh,
Bye, Miss Pitt.
bye, Miss Pitt. We'll see you next.